Go.
Okay. Are we on as we stand in the business? Okay. Here we go. Hello, everyone. It's Seth Rudetsky. It's SiriusXM Stars. And here's another little intro. In her books, there's at least one terrifying attack. It's thriller writer J. Carson Black. All right, so J. Carson Black, where are you speaking from right now? You're on the phone. Where are you?
I'm in the couch in my living room in Tucson, Arizona.
I just needed the city, not the specificity of the house, but I like the image I have of you reclining nude. Okay, so first of all, J. Carson Black, that's your name as a thriller writer, but it's a sort of a pseudonym, am I correct?
Yes.
Now, what's your real name?
My real name is Margaret Falk, F-A-L-K.
So what are we supposed to call you, Mrs. Falk?
You can call me...
Yes.
Some people call me Jake. Some people call me Maggie. You can call me
I'm going to go
whatever
with Mrs.
you
Falk.
like.
Okay, so my question is, why the crazy pseudonym? Why J. Carson Black?
One reason was that I decided to write a much bigger novel, what I hoped would be a breakout novel, and because of computers and bookstores, they can track an author's books, and so when Barnes & Noble says, buys 6 books for each store, and then they only sell 3, and then they send 3 back, then the following year, they only order 3 books.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, God, I got to change my name. All right, keep going.
So when you decide to say, oh, I'm going to try to write this big breakout novel, they suggest, your agent and your editor suggest that you get a pseudonym. And that way you kind of cheat the computer, but it's really more of a fresh start. That's what I'd like to call
Wow, I totally never knew that. Now, why'd you come up with J. Carson Black? Is there a hint of, am I a man, am I a woman, am I trans, am I lesbian? Is that what I do? What it is?
Well, I was writing a thriller, and I did want to be. I didn't know if I wanted to be gender neutral. I was kind of confused about that, so I just put down a whole bunch of names. I liked J's, I liked C's, and I liked B's. And when I saw J. Carson Black, I just stared at it and said, "That's it. I just love that name." Even the mailman likes the name. He said, "Are you Margaret Falk or J. Carson Black?" And I said, "Well, my pen name is J. Carson Black." He said, "I love that name." So,
by the way, I love that you still call it a mailman, because I literally said to my kid, the stewardess says, and she's like, what's a stewardess? Flight attendant. Apparently they're called like postal officers.
Postal worker.
Yeah, I can. I'm in the past too. Okay, so we're sitting here not only with J. Carson Black, who's on our couch, but sitting on the chair next to me is my sister, Beth Rudetsky, with the annoying rhyming name. Say hi, Beth.
Hi.
Okay, so
Hi,
Beth, now how did you get involved with a very odd niche? Go, Beth.
Moi?
How did you get involved with this niche that you just sort of created yourself? First of all, use your microphone, stop staring in the distance and speak. Thank you.
I think I'm less nervous when I'm performing.
Okay, so I'll answer for you.
Okay,
So
answer
Beth
for
is
me,
not
and then
literally,
get me going.
she's staring and the microphone is 25 feet away from her mouth. So
Sitting
Beth has
pretty.
created this bizarre niche of writing thriller trailers, like for a movie, but for books. It's something that doesn't necessarily, at least there are not a lot of them out there. So essentially when an author wants to have his or her, or J. Carson Black, Shim's book, thank you, him, her, ship. Okay, the point is when they want to have their book sort of promoted, they have a trailer with it, and Beth sort of creates the song that goes along with the trailer, / also produce the trailer as well. So how did you hook up with J. Carson Maggie Black? Did you just email her and go, hey, I want to write a song for you, what's up?
Well, at some point I did say, what do you think of it? So J. Carson Black, a.k.a. Maggie, heard another song that I wrote for another author. And she became obsessed. Right, Maggie?
And she emailed you?
obsessed, absolutely.
Well, you know
How
what?
did she
We
contact
started
you?
talking, actually, Maggie, we started talking about, I don't know if you had heard the song yet. We were talking about dogs and cats on Facebook.
Yes.
See,
we
Facebook
had a
brings
pet
everybody
connection.
together. Oh, I love it. You mean, did you friend her, Beth, because you were a fan of her work?
I liked her as a person. I didn't.
But how did you know she was to even get a Facebook connection to her?
I don't know.
Pet.
I like.
My pet is dying. Oh, I'm so sorry. Your pet is dying. Or
But
my
how did
pet
this
is
come up on your
happy.
feed?
I have a cute pet.
We were on another comment thread with another author, and I saw her. And I
Oh,
said,
you're both recovering alcoholics, right? Go on. I can tell there's so much mystery about it. Okay,
no,
go on. Thank you for
I
giving
just
me a laugh.
I liked her comments, and I thought she was very intelligent. So then I checked out her page, and then I think we just started talking in real time on Facebook.
Oh, that's sort of messaging back
about
and forth.
the topic that was happening. And then, of course, at some point I threw in, you know, I segued from dogs and cats into how would you like?
How would you like me? Exactly.
Which is sort of my style. Like, there's like no really good segue. It's just like sort of. And then she was like, you know, I'm thinking about it, you know.
And then, so what's the name of the book that this trailer is for?
It's called Icon.
And what's it about, sister?
It's about an icon. It's about a bad boy movie star who ends up in a drug and alcohol rehab center in Sedona, Arizona, and escapes. And he's pretty messed up. And he ends up in this weird little town called Paradox, in the middle of the desert, where there are lots of weird people. And he's decided that his life really sucks. He doesn't want to be a movie star anymore. He doesn't love his wife. His wife doesn't love him.
Nice.
He's a cash cow, and everybody depends on him, and he's tired of that, and he'd like to be everyman. But it turns out that before you can become everyman, he's kidnapped by some locals and thrown into a bomb shelter.
Oh, see, I haven't read the book yet, but I've seen the trailer, and I saw the kidnapping by the locals. Oh, I get it. I was just terrified watching the trailer, not really understanding what the book was about, but now I'm getting it all.
It gets even scarier. It gets even scarier.
Stop revealing.
Oh,
okay,
I
so
mean,
the book is called...
it's
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the book is called Icon, and Beth, you wrote the song. Now, how did you come up with the title Vengeance? Was that just based on the way you feel about your ex-boyfriends, or was it really...
It's what I wish I could do with my ex-boyfriends. Because okay, as I'm reading the book, I'm getting an idea of what the theme of the book is, and I realized...
So you got the book in advance?
Well, I read the synopsis. I had Maggie send me a synopsis. Then I sat with that, and I try to get into the character. I start asking myself questions and writing out the answers. What's the dilemma that the character is dealing with?
It sounds like being an AP English, which, by the way, I failed.
No, like a psychiatrist. I try to get into their head.
Okay, and that's in speech
And
therapy.
then I start coming up with words that have to do with the theme, what I perceive as the theme of the book. So I realized what my thought is that in order for the character Max Conroy, the icon, to redeem himself, he has to get vengeance.
He has to get vengeance.
Right. It's kind of like finding your way back home.
So we went into a recording studio, Beth, and she got these fabulous musicians. So I want to say hello, musicians. We actually have the recording musicians here. We have, her name is really Mary, but she insists upon pronouncing it Mary. Mary, where are you from, dear?
Scotland.
Okay, in my day, the name is Mary. Okay, so Mary plays cello, and what show are you playing for right now?
Ibiza.
Vengeance!
That's a good segue.
Okay, and then we have on violin Carl Kawahara, who I know from Victoria. Say hi, Carl.
Hi.
Carl, what show are you playing for?
Porgy and Bess.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna recreate our studio experience. So Maggie, first of all, when you finally saw the trailer, which by the way stars as the icon my partner James Wesley, I don't know how he got the gig, but anyway, when he finally saw the trailer for it,
wonderful.
Thank you. That's what I want you to say. When you finally saw the trailer, what did you think? Were you like, oh my God, this is my book, or were you like, how do I get this to not run online?
I couldn't believe it. Well, first I heard the song, and I loved the song, and then we put it on we had a fairly big screen, so we put it on there, and I just couldn't believe it. My husband and I were just standing there with our mouths open going, oh my God.
I mean, it's really well made. It looks like it's made in a movie studio and was made just in New York City, but it's really amazing.
I mean, we stumbled onto this whole thing. I'm really surprised. It's not your father's book trailer, that's for sure.
No, not at all, because my father, they didn't have book trailers in his day. So anyway, if I want to hear this song, I tell people, first of all, you have your own app, the J. Carson Black app, which you can get on Facebook. You can also just go to the YouTube site and put in like J. Carson Black Icon or Vengeance or Beth Rudetsky.
Yeah, I think it says Vengeance and J. Carson Black. I kept trying to find it with Beth Rudetsky, and apparently she put it with J. Carson Black.
Yeah, no, a porn site comes up. Okay, so we're going to do, that's her other field. Okay, so we're going to actually do the song now, Vengeance. If you can imagine the video that goes with it, it's my partner who's being kidnapped, and there's a gun and a sheriff, and everyone looks incredibly skinny and very, very fit. And Beth's going to sing it. We're going to have Mary on cello. We're going to have Carl on violin. And we're going to have Beth on piano and vocals, and of course, music and lyrics. So enjoy Vengeance by Beth Rudetsky. And that's how radio works. We already recorded at work. Okay, now what?